All right, welcome back to Center Court, the American Cornhole Organization, Spooky Nook Manheim Major, Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. And if you've been watching with us throughout the course of the morning, you've seen some great stuff. And again, congratulations to all of our winners in women's, seniors, and juniors. You just saw Scott Harper put on a clinic right there to double dip Brian Higginbotham 21-6 and 21-8 to take the seniors championship. In juniors, it was Jacob Bagley almost getting double dipped, but he ended up defeating Hunter Houts 21-11 and 21-8 were those two scores respectively. And then Kendall Cox, holding the queen seat, got taken to the wall by Joanne Martin, ended up winning 21-5 and then 21-6 with Brammy's closers in hand. The Hammer Time Fidos were the bags of choice for Jacob Bagley and for Hunter Houts, who you see here getting ready to get going in the co-ed division, which we're going to let run for you this afternoon. A little ambient noise there, a little bag thumping to get you through the day. So Aubrey Hornsby and Adrian Price going to be throwing the 157 Phase X's, and Linda Smith and Hunter Houts, they're actually going to be throwing the Hammer Time Battle X's. So you'll get to watch some great co-ed action here on Center Court, and then we will be back to wrap up the last 3 or 4 games here and get through the rest of the divisions where you can follow along on Scoreholio as well. So enjoy this one. This is going to be a good one. Aubrey Hornsby and Adam Price against Linda Smith and Hunter Houts here on Center Court on the ACO Digital Network. Is it? I'll walk down with you. We'll see what all the master lines are. Are they in the final? Oh, it's over.
Cornhole is more than a game. It's more than a way of life. It's people. It's stories. It's the kind of bond that's built in backyards and tested in tournaments, and sealed with a handshake and a cold beer. At the ACO, family isn't a slogan. It's who we are. And the moment you show up, you're one of us.
The first major we ever came to, and we brought our little ones with us, I had a double stroller. And I love that my kids have grown up in the ACO now. Everybody knows who they are. So it doesn't matter if you're a mom or an aunt, it doesn't matter. You can bring your children here and there's never anything to worry about. My kids now have friends all over the country and they get so excited to be able to see everybody whenever we travel. So watching them grow up and then being in this atmosphere of watching everybody be a family as a whole is one of my favorite parts.
Well, what do you say, Hullheads? Welcome back to the Friday portion of the program, that program being the American Cornhole Organization Major here in Manheim, Pennsylvania, the Spooky Nook Sports Complex, a multi-100,000 square foot, million, some would say, a million. No one's ever seen anything like it. This million-plus square foot sports complex right here in the middle of Manheim, Pennsylvania. We are getting wrapped up here in the Coed Division. We got Justin Stansberry and Brianna Nevis against Brian Higginbotham and Joanne Martin, names that you've been hearing us talk about throughout the course of the day with juniors, women's, and seniors. And since our last episode, congratulations to Tracy Hartzell and Riley Dressler throwing killer bees, beat Kyle Brennan and Robert Shannon in the monster big blind draw. And once again, while these warm-up tosses continue, congratulations to our juniors premier winner, Jacob Bagley, took down Hunter Houts. It took him two to do it. Hammer time Fidos, F-H-I-T-O. I finally found out during the break what that meant. I'll let you go ahead and fill in the blanks for yourselves. Women's Kendall Cox looked like she was on the brink of being double dipped by Joanne Martin, who you see her warming up on center court, but it turned out that after two games it was a 21-5 loss and then a 21-6 win. So the Bramies closers did just the trick for Kendall Cox, who took the hardwood home with her for the women's division. And then Scott Harper came in with his Average Joe's H1N1s, and he double dipped Brian Higginbotham. So Joanne Martin and Brian Higginbotham teamed up here in Coed. They have some revenge to exact here in the elimination semifinal, as Brian Higginbotham got double dipped 21-6 and 21-8 in seniors. So that brings you up to speed as to where we are here in Manheim, Pennsylvania on Spooky Nook Center Court. Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. If you're following along on the Facebook page or on the YouTube channel, glad to have you along no matter where you're watching from. And if you've got commentary you want to throw in there, we'd love to see it. Feel free to bring it. I know that we have some really cool pieces already for Kendall Cox and also for Scott Harper that Kim Jackson has put together for you to celebrate those wins in women's and in seniors. Also, how about Jacob Bagley being feted as well? F-E-T-E-D, not I-D, okay, for those of you who are English nerds like myself. And we will get underway with this match. Feel free to throw something down there in the comments. Bob Heil. What do you mean all his bags don't count? I got to go back and figure out what's going on. I got to figure out the how far back some of these comments go, so I'm not just throwing dumb stuff out there like I always do. Anyway, I guess that was commentary on the previous match, but this match, Justin Stansberry and Brianna Nevis against Brian Higginbotham and Joanne Martin underway. Higginbotham and Martin with the early 3-0 lead. Let's see, throwing out what looks like the red lane on screen, but is the blue on your scoreboard. That's going to be a 12-on-8. That adds another 4 to the tally right there for Higgy and Martin. And again, the elimination semifinal, Junior and Tammy Williams await the winners of this. In the king and queen seat, Angie Bryant and Drake Poole await the winners out of the lower half of the bracket to find out who will be our co-ed champs here today in Manheim at Spooky Nook. Invite you to join us on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Western, and everything in between for the TACO, T-A-C-O, Talking American Cornhole Organization, a chance to relive the glory that was the previous weekend's major or majors and look ahead. And this coming week, we'll be celebrating not only this one here, but the winners out in Vegas at the Weston Lake Resort, where Candler and the Cornhole dude are running point out there with Michael Mann and company. And then we'll be looking ahead, obviously, to South Bend, Indiana, as we always do on Thanksgiving weekend. Looking forward to that one. So 7-0 here on center court as we revisit the action. Brian and Joanne, a good team. Yeah, I agree, Harold. I think this is going to be a battle, definitely, for Justin and Brianna. And should they make it through, Junior and Tammy will certainly have their work cut out for them as well. It was Angie and Drake who put Junior and Tammy into the losers bracket, and Junior and Tammy put Kendall Cox and Stuart Graham into the losers bracket. The game prior to that, 21-17, so they're throwing great as a team as well. Excuse me. Again, thanks to all of our bag partners who are here on site. Man Bags and Revo Cornhole, Average Joe's Cornhole, Hammer Time, RTP Cornhole is here with a bunch of cool outerwear, and Brammy bags as well. So somebody, that would be Kendall Cox, sporting RTP outerwear and throwing Brammy bags, took the women's division. So congratulations there. And Hammer Time took first and second place in the juniors premiere, as we see the score here balloon to 14-0. With Martin and Higginbotham taking a commanding lead here on center court. Went down and visited the Revo Cornhole booth, and they've got a cool set of bags in kind of a military green, which is a color I've not seen used on bags. They said they saw quite a bit of those bags and T-shirts, and I would imagine so, but kind of a cool combination that I had not seen before, so that was kind of cool to see. Blocker played there by Justin. Tried to replace, lost it a little bit to the left, opening up Higgy to the right to left cut, which he did. Does it again, but does him the favor of pulling one with. Oh, and that one sneaks in. That's going to pick a couple up there to get him off the goose egg, I do believe. It should be a 12-on-10. It is, and Justin and Brianna crack that egg and get on the scoreboard. Again, Junior and Tammy Williams await the winner of this match. And there is stuff going on all over this complex. Last night we saw young women's field hockey being practiced and played throughout. Today, basketball, volleyball, all sorts of things for a Friday. Still pretty busy. I can't imagine what it's going to be like in here tomorrow when this place is full tilt bozo, as it's a, Higgy almost picked up the bags right there, not giving Joanne a chance to throw that last bag, and she was able to sneak it in there for a pair of 10s, washing away one another. Ooh, the double clutch there. Almost. Higgy almost usurped first bag privileges, which would have cost him. I'll have to go back and check and see how my partner in crime there for one match, Isaac Hurt, did with Smiley. I'll have to go back and find out how they finished. And they won their first game 21-7, won their second game 21-11. Oh, and then they ran into a bit of a buzzsaw there. Haley Newsom and Jeff White took him down 21-3. That was after being put in the losers bracket fairly quickly. Yeah, it was Higgy and Joanne, who put him in the losers bracket 21-10. So these two have been on somewhat of a tear here, working their way back through the bottom half. So a 10-on-7 puts them on that magic 20 spot right there. Just one more point to get it done. And then it's off to battle against Team Williams in the elimination final. Turn on some more ambient sound there because I know the thumping of the bags can be just as therapeutic as my mellifluous vocal tone. Did you put something in this coffee? I don't even know if that's a real word. All right. That's going to do it. That's going to make it 21-2. So Junior and Tammy Williams, get ready. Brian Higginbotham and Joanne Martin coming in to keep you from getting back into that co-ed final. I know they're throwing the IMFs. I'm assuming, let's see, earlier Brian was throwing the high rollers, but Joanne was throwing rocket bags, so I'm not sure. I think I'll have to find out which one they went with. I know Tammy and Junior are throwing IMFs, but I don't know the series.
Hey, Brian, what are you guys throwing? Her pit bosses? Hers? Oh, the high roller. What are you, INF what? Xeon? Z-E-I-O-N? Or Z-E? Xenon. Okay.
All right, so IMF Xenons. Z-E-O-X-E-N-O-N. Okay. And they're throwing, okay. So Higgy and Joanne are actually throwing his pit bosses, his high roller pit bosses. Okay. I just want to make sure I get this right because I've gotten it wrong so many times, or I've gotten it backwards. So IMF Xenons out of Team Williams, and Higgy and Martin throwing the high roller pit bosses. One more set of down and backs, I do believe. Elimination final. And play has been pressed. Oh, looks like maybe that was their first actual frame. It is. Brian and Joanne jump out to an early penny posted point. And again, waiting in the king and queen seat, Angie Bryant and Drake Poole. That'll happen here on center court at the conclusion of this outing right here. Nice bag there by Tammy. Joanne says, I'll take that middle if you're going to give it to me. Tammy says, I got that arm swing. Let's do it. Double four bagger. Nicely done. Cheers to you. It's been a rare time when I've been celebrating a double four bagger with a swig of coffee, but here we are. Cheers to you. We'll cheers right over the power strip. Because just our luck. That'll be the end of our day. That is strong, defiant coffee. The ladies need to get down there and show these boys how it's done. They're playing all this strategery. Junior's got his work cut out for him. Is he going to chase, come in hot? And he gets one to drop and puts one a little bit more in line with where he wants it to be. Higgy's going to try to come in right to left and collect. Oh, when they get stuck up on the back, opens up a slick side down opportunity for Junior, who lays one up on top of Brian's bag. So that's going to be, what, a 6-on-6? That is not pretty, but no blood, no foul on that one, I suppose. Again, here at Manheim, Pennsylvania, the Spooky Nook, one of 3 Spooky Nook complexes. This is the granddaddy of them all as Tammy loses one off the right rail. Joanne says, I'll take that middle. Thank you much. Appreciate you. The Spooky Nook Hamilton, Ohio, where we had the Cincinnati Major just a couple of months back with the Pro Series. Spawned from this particular complex. God bless. That's going to be 10-on-7. Yep, that'll put another 3 spot in their pocket. And then this third one here, which was, I guess, the old Landco Fieldhouse, not far from here, East Petersburg, Pennsylvania, is a third Spooky Nook complex. A little bit, I think, smaller and more specific to like batting cages and a couple of things like that. But between these two, we certainly have our hands full with the Spooky Nook aura, if you will. Nice cleanup there, Higgy. He's that 4th bag blues there for the taking, and Junior Williams comes in and says, all right, I'll bite, and he leaves one up top, and that's going to cost him a 5 spot right there, a 12-on-7. Tammy says, come on now. He says, my fault. She said, I know, but come on. Throwing those Xenons for Team IMF, and that one gets away from Joanne. Looks like they're having a little trouble figuring out where that bag meets hole. Come in and try to run it through slick side down is Joanne, and she gets them all to collect and up and out. Just a couple Mickey Mouse ears remain. Tammy's going to leave one down low. 3 of the 4 corners of the hole now surrounded. And with one off the back, that's going to be another 5 spot right now. This is turning into a bit of a runaway train, so we'll see if Junior Williams is able to take his second bag here and get back into control of the hole. And he loses it out just a little bit, giving Higgy the room for that little Salvador Dali bag off the back left side. Replacement right there. Junior steps way out to the left. Every intention of running that through. Joanne says go right at it. Just step out, come right at it. Cleans it all up. All right. It's a 2 spot here if he can minimize the damage. Oh, and that's going to be a 4 spot. That's going to put him on 18 already right now. Again, fighting to get to the king seed holders and queen seed holders, Angie Bryant and Drake Poole. Nice bag there that holds the left edge. Joanne gets just enough of her bag to bring it back in. Tammy does the rest of the work for her. Take that middle. Tammy gonna be able to do that. Sticky side down, double 4-bagger. Nicely done. The reconnection with the hole in the board, always nice to see. Leaves the score at 18-0 right here, center court, Manheim, Pennsylvania. Spooky Nook, ACO Manheim Major. Had some back and forth with Candler out in Vegas. They're getting underway out that way, about 3 hours behind us. Although depending upon if they went out last night, possibly 18 to 24 hours behind us. Junior loses one out to the right-hand side, just a touch. Higgy gonna scoot around it left to right. Now he's gonna pinch those, and that's gonna, oh boy, that Junior goes for the airmail. That was a gutsy call right there. just offered up the simple sacrifice, the 10-on-8, and that takes it to 20-0. So I know Tammy wants to at least get off the proverbial schneid there, but the question becomes, is Joanne going to even give her an opportunity? What's she going to do with this first bag? There it is. I'm going to make you earn it, she says. Nicely done. Good cleanup. Joanne says, nah, if I'm just going to take that medal and make you miss. Nice pace. Really good arm swing. Dialed in, but possibly not enough. Run up the middle. Scuba Steve, she's got to go upstairs. Try to pull them both. Going up. Goes to grab it. Loses it off the back, and that's going to do it. Junior Tammy Williams fall to Brian Higginbotham and Joanne Martin. And I'll tell you something. What do they say? The whole is greater than the sum of the parts in that particular team right there. They both had their struggles in juniors and women's, but what a team. They came out and just laid waste to Team Williams in that particular match. So now they will face off here on center court against the King and Queen seed holders. That would be Drake Poole and Angie Bryant. Not necessarily chivalry and not necessarily in that order. Let me find out. Let's see. Angie, last time she was throwing. I think the heavy hitters. Not sure. I'll have to find out here. I'm going to get a couple warm-up tosses. She was throwing the heavy hitters 2. That's right. Yeah, thanks, Matt. I caught that from Higgy a little bit ago, the pit bosses. Lynn, I know they appreciated the cheers, but it just wasn't in the cards for them this particular time. So a third place finish for Team Williams. Both Drake and Angie throwing for Big Daddy, so I'm just going to assume it's the heavy hitters too, unless I find out differently. Glad to have you along for the ride. If you're checking things out here on center court, bringing you the best seats in the house. Spooky Nook Manheim, depending upon where you're watching from, feel free to check in. Harold checking in and back in the bluegrass with Angie and Drake. Kentucky team. Raven says, let's go, Joanne. Don't forget about Brian. He's an integral part of that team. One might say half of it. And one request has been asked and will be answered for the ability for you to catch up with the PPRs there. They're getting blocked by the logo. Let's see what's going on over here on the YouTube channel, which, as we all know, is all about you and the tube. Let's see. Kansas City was watching about an hour ago. Hopefully you're back in. Gotta go back here and find the new feet as they press play and get underway. I can be there in 90 minutes. What events are coming up that I can play in, says Jim Ryan. Well, I believe the big blind draw will be the final one for today. I believe you can still sign up for singles or doubles if you come in here and you've got at least your free membership set up, which we can help you do while you're here on site. So there's a couple things you can still get involved with. Hold'em Dog says, let's go. Not understanding. These must be big fans of Nickelodeon, all these people that want to goo. I'm going to go ahead and skip that ad. I don't care about your ad. All right, so the logo has been dropped down, so you should be able to see everything you need to see for Joanne, Brian, Angie, and Drake. Oh, what a bag. Although standing at 6'11", he has a different angle on the hole, does Drake Poole. Where you're watching from, I don't know if my UK watchers and my Scotland watchers are still on board, the Wiz or Craig. If so, let me know you're out there. I know where I am. I want to know where you are. You know where I am. Let me know where you are. Angie loses one just a little bit outside, top left field. Iggy says, you're going to give me that middle. Thanks so much. I'll take it. Minimize the damage to 2, and then I'll put 2 more in the pocket of Higgy and Martin. I'll tell you what, they were anxious to get to this game the way they went through Tammy and Junior just a handful of minutes ago. First bag from Joanne, solid. Drake comes in with a low arm swing and a hip level release. Well, maybe a little bit higher that time. Let that one go just a little bit above belt level. Another almost identical shot to the previous one. Yeah, just a little bit above belt above. Oh my goodness, forget it. It was high. Joanne has a higher release, but from a lower point. So they're both probably releasing the bag from the exact same spot. It just looks different the way it's being delivered from the vertical. Co-ed doubles here for the ACO Manheim Spooky Nook Major. I see Stacy Van Gelder and Amish over there. Trying to figure out how to get him out in a horse and buggy somewhere for a photo op. We are here in the perfect spot in the country to get that done. Double 4-bagger. Cheers to you both. Angie and Brian coming left to right on your screen. Came in hot, try to do some damage, but it's damage that's been put on hold until one of these next 2 bags. Figure run through it or try to replace it. Oh, he came in hot, tried to clean it all up at once. There's a little bit of a problem on the left side there, and he tricked Joanne into coming in and working right to the right. He comes in and collects. Nicely done. Very well set up and executed by Drake Poole. That's going to be a big one. That's 5 spot right there. Put them on the board. Cut into that lead just down to 3. If you're checking things out online today and you're heading out to play cornhole tonight, let us know where you're going to be. Give some love to your local venue. Give them a little something to be proud of. Let us know what you're planning. what you're up to. If you're not out playing tonight, maybe tomorrow. Either way, we'd love to be able to throw some love that way, and that's going to be a lead change right there. That's a 4 spot for Angie and Drake. They take the lead in the first bag. Out of Drake's right hand, right up the middle. No blocker played. Angie's not going to, Joanne not going to mess around, take what's given to her. Drake lets one go just a little bit left, so that opens it up for Joanne, who's just going to keep taking that middle that's available and gives it a little nudge to make sure you can't go get it. He says, my bad. All she's got to do is avoid the 4th bag blues, which she does to pick up another 2. Another lead change here. 9 on 8 becomes 10 on 9. And again, double dip situation. If you just joined us, Angie Bryant, Drake Poole in the king and queen seat here in this championship match in doubles on center court. So if Brian and Joanne end up winning this first game, they, for their trouble, just have to do it again. Kind of curious what it is, if you are watching, what you're supposed to be doing instead of watching as a double 4-bagger is accomplished left to right. A couple dozen to wash one another out. It is always kind of fun to find out what you're supposed to be doing. I mean, this is what I am supposed to be doing. Sometimes I'm not doing it the way I maybe should be doing it. But at least I know what I'm supposed to be doing. What are you supposed to be doing? Alabama's checking in. Thomas Ward. Margaret. Higginbotham, I'm guessing, is not a very common name, so I'm guessing that you know Brian pretty well. Yeah, checking in from Virginia. Is it too late to sign up for the blind draw? I do not believe so, Michael. So if you can get here, come on. Came in and hot and dropped one, a little croquet right there. So now, does he want to go up? He's got a good angle on it. She gave him the 6-7. She's not sure. He wants to go down. Does Drake take a look at that and see what kind of real estate he's got to fire at? Fire on the hole, if you will, versus in the hole. Again, I think we're looking at the high roller pit bosses from Higgy and Joanne Martin, and the Big D heavy hitters too. Is that right? I think. See Big D on the back of the caricature on the back of Drake's jersey right there. Long Island, says Vinny. Sit at my desk doing paperwork. He's a fleet foreman. There you go. John Scott. Oh, that one came in. Crush, kill, destroy. Neither one of them went. He asked if either one went. Angie said nope. They both just sitting there. So it's going to be a 6-on-5. That puts Brian and Joanne a penny closer to the goal. John Scott says, I'm on my prep period at school. Don't know what that means. I'm guessing preparing for something that's coming up in school. I don't know if that means John is an instructor or a student, but nevertheless, glad to have you along. Shooting bags in my garage in Canada, says Glenn. Love it. Love it, love it. Yeah, the heavy hitters. Okay, John, that's what I thought they were. But I didn't know if Drake threw different bags than Angie, because that's what Angie was throwing earlier in women's. Brian is your one and only son. Oh, I got to love that, Margaret. Love it, love it. You know who's not watching this? My mom, because I don't think she'd know how to do it. God bless you for being able to get on there and figure it out. I FaceTime with my mom the other day so she could update her TV. I helped her figure out both buttons to push. Oh Oh, boy, and it's just going to hang up. They're going to count to 5 and let it go. Washington's right there. Joanne thought she had it, but it pinned itself up against the top right corner. DJ Skipworth is in here with his goo. Dustin Thornton on a lunch break in Kentucky. We got 4 bacon strips on the scoreboard right now. Getting a little loose right now. Time for somebody to come in and blow it up. And Angie came in and did that. Lost one out to the right-hand side. Not gettable, but I don't think Brian's going to mess with his. He's got 1 bag left to run through that. Depends on what Angie does here. She's going to try to cut right to left and leave him alone. She's just going to collect for him. So now he's just got to make sure these 4th bag blues don't cost him a couple. And they do. Boy, how many times have we already seen that today between juniors, seniors, and the women's division? That's going to put Angie and Drake up 13-11. Lowell, Massachusetts checking in for Joanne. Joanne is the GOAT, says Brody. Watching at the office and hoping Drake and Angie can finish this thing off, says Mitch Poole. Nice bag right there to get things started. Mitch is in Lexington, another bluegrass boy like myself. Although I'm guessing a UK fan who probably not crazy about my fandom. A little further northwest. We'll play a little spelling game here in a moment, Mitch. I'll start and you finish. Nice double 4-bagger right there. Let's go. C-A-R-D. You finish. And keep it polite. Melissa Barnes checking in from Lexington as well. Pony says, that's light work for you, Joanne. Get in there, get it done. You see across the top of the screen our bag partners, many of whom are here in the building with us today. Hammer Time Cornhole, Average Joe's Cornhole, RTP Cornhole. I got a friend, Bob, the producer. I call him BTP. Sorry about that. Man Bags, Revo Cornhole is here. Bramey Bags is here. A couple of these companies got a couple of wins under their belts already today. Not the least of which is Hammer Time, who has 1st and 2nd in the juniors premiere, as Brian and Joanne hold on to a 15-13 lead. And again, if they do it once, they've got to do it twice. If Angie and Drake are able to pull it out, they're a one and done. Tavian says, let go, ringer. The cartel will not be denied. Yeah, that Cards Cats game came out in my favor, but that's been rare the last handful of years. I think you're looking at 2 teams though that are going to bring the Commonwealth back into the big time discussion when it gets down to NCAA field of 64 at the end of the season. Although, as you well know, and you will admit if you are being an honest fan, once they announce the brackets, UK will have to travel all the way to Louisville or Lexington to play, and U of L will play somewhere in Nome, Alaska, or possibly Hawaii. You know it's true. All right, couple of 8s on the board. Looks like, yeah, Drake says, I don't know if he said you've sped it up or you need to speed it up. But we're knotted at 15. Jenny M checking in for Joanne as well. She's got a pretty massive fan club out there, does Joanne Martin. Did a little bit of redecorating there, just a touch. That one's going to pinch it up there and leave it out of play, likely both of them out of play. I mean, unless he figures he can do it like we were talking to Isaac about, coming in there and getting just enough of that corner to pull it down under. I don't think he's going to do it, and I don't think she's going to chase. No, she's not. Well, he's going to give it a go. He tried to sneak one in there. She's going to try to avoid fourth bag blues, and she does, just to take the Washingtons. ACC versus SEC, more money, yeah. That's a fact. That's all it's about. Mo money, mo money, mo money. Although a lot of the days I was referring to there, Mitch, have to do with the Metro Conference, where I'm not even 100% sure the selection committee knew what the Metro Conference was. So they might as well have sent them to the moon. It was a nice opportunity there that he left for Angie, but now she's giving him a little bit of a favor, giving him something he can run up the middle, and that's just going to sit. Ooh, that's going to be, I think that's going to be, I thought it was going to be a little more painful than that. And one of those upside down ones I was wrong. It's just a 7-on-6, so 16-on-15. I know there's a bunch of you checking things out on Facebook. Let me go back to the YouTubes and see what's going on. Got you up on the big screen, says Craig. Awesome. Let's go Drake and Angie, says Chris Norris. Evil Empire 04 is working, aren't we all? Shout out to Margaret Barrett at the ACO Coed Distillery. She runs the best tournaments on Tuesday night in Copper Hill, says Teresa Allen. I would not be one to argue with that. Not even having witnessed it in person, I'm going to go ahead and agree with you. The best. Angie and Drake now 5 points away from a one and done and taking that co-ed championship. And now 2 points closer. That 12-on-10 now makes it 18-on-15. We've had a couple of these go into double dip scenarios. Every one of them, well, women's, juniors, and seniors went into a second game, but only one double dip came out of that, and that was in seniors. Scott Harper taking down Brian Higginbotham, who's letting that one go out of his right paw, sneaks around, gets it right up and over the front lip. Angie's coming in to try to make some hay there. She can run through that. I don't know that she's going to be able to, well, she's not going to want to waste time chasing that bag. So now, cut around, no. Hoping he makes a mistake and just leaves it low. Oh, and he leaves it high. No blood, no foul, no opportunity to take a couple back there from Brian Higginbotham. Playing tonight, says Shawnee Locks at Corn Thugs out of Hudson, New Hampshire. That's awesome. Is Kendall playing in co-ed? Well, I think she was, but she is not any longer. This is the co-ed championship right here, Tyler. She did take the women's championship, though, earlier here on center court. Having to come back into that second game, slow the pace down just a little bit. Mom and Dad were there to support as always. Dad a little more in her eye line. Mom was off chewing her nails. She and Becky Hurt need to start a Phantom Moms Club. See if they can hide from us while their kids are playing. Oh boy, and that one did not fall, and I don't think she's going to vibrate it enough to get it in there, and she doesn't, so she steals a couple back. Does Joanne Martin, a 12-on-10. Puts us at 18-on-17 now. King and Queen holding the single-point advantage, but they do not have the first bag now. Higgy lets that first one go right up the middle to right side. Same with that one out of Angie's hand. No defense is going to be played here. Now we're down into the you make the mistake portion of the program. Oh boy, that one was lucky to get there and did a couple of little magic tricks up there around the hole, and this could put them up on 20, and it does. That's going to be a 2 spot there for Angie and Drake. Shawnee says, let's go, Joanne, let's go. Corn Thugs out of Hudson, New Hampshire. Corn with a K, Thugs with a Z. You know that's serious cornhole right there. Are we just a couple of points away? 1 point, as a matter of fact, away from crowning a co-ed champ, or are we a couple of points away, 4 to be exact, from going to a game 2? Nice bag right up the middle to clean things out. He's going to put the pressure on Drake to run it up the middle, which he has not had a problem doing most of the afternoon that I've seen. Nicely delivered. Boy, I tell you, oh boy. That one just got away with her. Left her hand just a little bit late, looked like. Got to put it up and in. She's got to pull a magic trick out of her hat. Is this going to be the little bunny rabbit going to go up high, try to pull it in? Oh, and she got it, but she did not catch it enough, and that's going to be it. Our co-ed champions, Angie Bryant and Drake Poole, congratulations, throwing those Big Daddy heavy hitter twos. And that was a great match, and that was one where had there been a second match, I don't think anybody would have been complaining about watching that one. 21-17, the final. Congratulations, Angie Bryant and Drake Poole. Well done for those of you who are cheering for them. I'm sure they felt it in their bones, and for those of you that were cheering for Joanne and Higgy, I'm sure they felt that as well. The huge fan clubs that are out there, we love seeing all of that, and we love it when you check in and let us know what's happening. So for those who have been checking us out all day, just a quick recap of our champions. It was Jacob Bagley in 2, throwing the Fidos from Hammer Time over Hunter Houts, also throwing the Fidos from Hammer Time. Bagley takes the Juniors Premier. There was no Juniors Challenger division here at the Manheim Spooky Nook Major. Kendall Cox in 2 over Joanne Martin, who you just saw here moments ago. Kendall was holding the queen seat, but had to come back in game number 2 to take down Joanne, who's been throwing fire all day long. Scotty Harper did pull off the double dip, throwing the Average Joe's H1N1s over Brian Higginbotham. 21-6 to 20 and 21-8 were the finals in those two. Tracy Hartzell and Riley Dressler threw the Killer Bees to take down Kyle Brennan and Robert Shannon in the Monster blind draw. And right there you just saw Angie Bryant and Drake Poole take down Brian Higginbotham and Joanne Martin 21-17. And again, that was with those Big Daddy heavy hitter twos. Congratulations. Now, I think we are in quads out in the arena right now. I think we're out in quads, but I think there may still be time for you to get here and sign up for the big blind draw if you would like to do that. But in the meantime, I don't know that I've got anything else to say. Is there anything else that needs to be said? Not at the moment, so we'll take a break. We may come back and just throw some games up here for you at random, just so you can have that thumpity thump, thump, thump for therapeutic reasons in the background. In the meantime, Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, live from the second best seats in the house, center court, Manheim, Pennsylvania, at the Spooky Nook Sports Complex, on behalf of Eric Heinerman, the man behind the scenes, the wizard of our Oz. We will take a break, and if we come back here to center court, I'll be back here hosting the festivities on the ACO Digital Network.